The hatch command. I've drawn several items here to show you how to use the hatch command and to show you the different options that you can use. There are several ways to invoke the hatch command. One way, of course, is to select the hatch icon from the draw toolbar. The other way is to select the hatch icon from the draw panel in the ribbon. Another way is to type in the word hatch. The word hatch. And the last way is to type in the letter H and enter, and you will end up invoking the hatch command. Several ways. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the hatch icon from the draw toolbar. Once I do, I want you to notice what happens to the ribbon. Once I select the icon, the options appear. These are all the options that you can use with the hatch command. Now, right now, the default for me anyway is ANSI 31, American National Standards Institute hatch pattern number 31. It is a general pattern. You can use it on wood, steel, concrete, whatever. This is a general hatch pattern. It's at a 45-degree angle. Now, I'm going to take my cursor and move inside this rectangle. I didn't pick. All it is doing is showing me a preview. It's giving me a preview of what the hatch pattern will look like if I select it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick. It has determined the boundary for my hatch, and I press enter to keep it, and there is my hatch pattern. Now, I'm going to erase it so that you can see what hatch is doing. I'm going to sort of show it to you quickly. When you select inside this boundary, think of it this way. Hatch takes off and searches for the boundary. It takes off this way and it finds this boundary. Remember, even the arc. And then it looks inside and finds this boundary. This is like an island, and it hatches this area. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to select the hatch icon from the panel in the ribbon. I'm going to come across over my area. It went around, found the boundaries. I'm going to pick. I'm selecting them, and I press enter, and I have hatched the boundary inside the boundary that the hatch command found. All right, now, if I would, I'm going to go ahead and undo that. I'll come up here and I'll undo it. If I were to do this, hatch, there it is, I could actually just hatch this. Press enter. In just the pentagon. But what I am opting to do is I want to hatch the entire rectangle. In order to do that, I'll have to select hatch, and instead of using the default pick points, I'm going to, right here, I'm going to pick select. And I'm going to select the rectangle, and notice it's going to hatch everything inside that rectangular boundary. I press enter, everything is hatched. All right, let me get rid of this one. And I'm going to move on to this one. This is a perimeter beam. A lot of times what architects and architectural designers do, they will indicate earth right in this area. This area right in here is usually compacted earth and gravel. Usually you have a membrane, a plastic membrane that comes here, but I didn't draw it in. But all this is raw earth. This is what you dug into. This is where you're putting this foundation. In order to show that this is earth, I'm going to actually hatch it with an earth hatch pattern. But before I do that, I've got to select a boundary. I've got to make a boundary. I'm going to do that with polyline. I select polyline. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to do just random lines about like this. And inside here, all of this is the boundary that I want the hatch command to search for. Now, what I'm going to do is select hatch, and I'm going to scroll this down, and I'm going to look for earth. And there it is. I'm going to pick it. There's earth. There's earth. I'm going come in here. That's exactly what I want it to look like. Just like that. I'm going to pick. Yes, I do want to keep it. I press enter, and I've got earth. But what I don't want is the polyline. So I'm going to pick erase, and I'm going to erase that polyline that I drew for the boundary. And now I am showing that this area is earth. I could use another pattern here for the compacted earth and gravel. And I can even use another pattern for the concrete. All of them are located. Let me get the pattern, the hatch icon. All of them are located right here. All right, I'm going to go back to ANSI 31, the default. I press escape because I want to hatch this circle. I'm going to go ahead and pick the hatch button, ANSI 31. I'm going to come in here, and I want you to notice it searched for the boundary. It went around the circle, found the corner of the rectangle. It even found the text. If I were to pick, that's exactly what I would get. Once again, I can have it remove this by just using the select button. So what I'm going to do, I hit it again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to undo that, and I'm going to select the hatch icon. I'm going to pick select, pick the circle, pick the text, enter, and it hatched the entire circle, but it cut away its way around the hatch, the word hatch. So you'll see how that works. Now, the one last thing I want to show you is what happens when you have an opening. Not the last thing, because I also have to show you how to change the scale of the hatch. But let me show you what happens when you have this opening. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the hatch icon, and when I come in here, notice no preview. If I pick to select an internal point, it tells you you don't have the closed boundary cannot be determined. It went around and it found the opening, and it gives you an explanation. I'm going to pick close, and there's the hole that is showing you. I'm going to hit escape to cancel the command. Now here's the problem. Hatch will leave these two little circles. They tend to drive students nuts. In order to get rid of, because you can't erase them. I can erase here, and I come over here. I want to get rid of these little circles. I can't get rid of them. You can't get rid of the circles. The way you remove the circles is to type in the letters RE and press enter, and they are gone. Typing in RE and enter RE is regen. Basically, it regenerates your drawing, and it'll remove the circles. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this guy right here with the grips, pick this grip, make it hot, bring it back to the corner, hit escape. Now I've got a closed, there it is, a closed polyline. I'm going to select hatch again, ANSI 31. This time I'm going to reduce it to 0.5, half the size, come in here, I'm going to come in here, give me a preview. You see how small it is? That's half the size. I pick, press enter, I keep it. Now what I'm going to do, hatch, I'm going to increase it, and I can do that by just picking here. And let me go ahead and go up to 2. Sweep across it, type in the number 2, and you got it. You can fool around with these and scroll up and down with these buttons, but sweep across it and type in what you want. I'm also going to change the angle. Now you can change the angle by grabbing this guy and moving it, but the quickest way to do it is let me go ahead here. Well, I'm almost. Pick it, type in 45 is what I want, and I've got it. So I've got 45-degree angle, I've got the scale of 2, ANSI 31, and there it is. It's twice the size, and with an angle of 45 degrees, it actually makes the lines vertical. Remember that. It began at 45 degrees. That's where it was. So 0 was at 45 degrees. I type in 45, and it's vertical. I want to pick it, enter, and I've got it. This is the hatch command. There are many other options. You'll just have to create some objects and try them out, because you can actually change patterns here to gradient, solid, and whoop, 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 close. And there are different options. Play around with these options. Draw a couple of items here on your screen and try to hatch them. This is the hatch command.